Wow, here's a vocabulary word. Gaslighting. Like the movie Gaslight. You know what gaslighting means? That means you trick somebody into believing something that's not real. Especially you trick them into thinking that they're crazy. But it's just anything where you trick them into thinking that they were the one who's not perceiving things accurately. My mother, no wonder I was so mean to her when she walked in on me when I was trying to instantly recreate a 5-minute video of Snort and I that I lost because he was all, Red Bull gives you wee! It gives you wee. I mean, you have to pee. After you drink Red Bull, you have to pee. You go wee, 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 wee all the way home. So anyway, so it was like funny, you know? But I think the second one was better because the Terrence Malick stuff. Snort saying, I'm sorry, you're not supposed to laugh at your own joke, but I'm not a professional comedian, so I can. Snort saying, don't look at mommy's mouth. I have my own vocabulary and I have my own, don't look at mommy's mouth. I have my own opinions and my own vocabulary. I'm Snort. That just cracks me up. And if you've ever like failed to do something right, like you're trying to hit the high note in a song and you get it wrong or something, when you see yourself, when I was in high school, I played Ariel in The Tempest. And over the summer, I had made up all these songs for Ariel because she was my backup. Um, Please wait for what? She was my backup part. I really wanted to be Miranda, which I didn't get to do until I did a monologue for Miranda in UC Berkeley UC Berkeley College speech class, dramatic speech class, first semester. I was commuting back and forth from South San Francisco, almost South San Francisco. Brutal. An hour and a half to get there, an hour and a half to get back. I didn't know about the shuttle. I was walking. Oh, it was brutal. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I was Ariel in The Tempest, and there was a video of me that my good friend from high school, not that good friend, but he was sweet to me during the making of this play. Loring Jones, his parents, made a video. It was so nice. He came up to me backstage while we were all rushing to change clothes, and he said, "Girl, you can sing!" And he was a real musician, and I knew I couldn't sing because I had tried to sing with the band, and song one way, and they were like, "Okay, great," and they made like the music with that. And then I tried to sing with them, and I was off key, and I was off key, and I was off key. Anyway, so about gaslighting. My mother just arrived 20 hours too early, and then acted like there was something wrong with me for being surprised. She started pulling on my door, like rattle, 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 rattle. I was wearing this top and nothing else, and my stepson and his friend from college are outside. I mean, they're a little older than me. They're not youngsters. They're older than me, but they're men of my family. I thought maybe my stepson was going to walk in and see me half undressed. That would be completely inappropriate. They're outside work. She showed up 20 minutes early. I'm going to have to get her friend's text number, her friend who she pays to drive her around's text number, and text her and say, listen, I don't know how she acts or what she says to you after she's startled by how mean I am to her, but she arrived 20 hours early. She said she was coming Friday morning. She came late Thursday afternoon without getting any permission from me to do that. She's taking advantage of the fact that I'm sick. It's emotionally exploitive. I'm an adult now, I'm 51, but when you do this to a child, which she did, that's called emotional incest. And that's fucked up. So the title of this video will be Gaslighting, playing Ariel. Oh, yeah, so the thing is, Loring Jones' parents made a video of The Tempest, and it was really beautiful, and it's been lost. And you could see, like, I was wearing this, like, white gauzy thing, and you could see the light shining from behind. It's just really beautiful. Even though I didn't really want that role, it was a rewarding role, especially when I saw that video once. And I was watching it with my friends and my teacher and everything. And it got to the point where I'd have to hit this high note, and I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, if it's flat, I'm just gonna die. If it's sharp or flat, I'm just gonna be really disappointed and embarrassed. And then it came and it was there. I'll try to do it, but literally, I thought I had sore throat like my boyfriend. My throat is raw. So let's see what we can do with a bad throat. Where the bee sucks, there suck I. In a cowslip spell I lie. I made this melody up. The lyrics are Shakespeare, of course. There I couch when owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough. Did I get it? That was the note. That was the note. And so at the end of the Snort video, when he goes, goodbye, goodbye, I'm Snort, and then it just ends. It's like, oh, thank God, I got the timing right. I'm like a little bit funny. When my boyfriend and I were first falling in love on Messenger, I remember one night I was just staring at the computer screen. He's hilarious. He likes to say, I, period, am, period, hilarious, or I, period, am, period, adorable, or modest. Um, but when I was just staring at the screen, like smiling like a Tahitian schoolgirl, in love with, beguiled by one of the Tahitian boys or one of the white newcomers, or it doesn't matter, equal opportunity beguilement. Not into the colonial, exclusively colonial mythos. Too warm. See, my hair's still fluffy. I washed it. Soon I'll have the mascara. But anyway, so yeah, so then that night, one of those nights, I remember him saying, it was probably that night when I just sat there in front of the laptop, just giggling and laughing and smiling the whole time, totally in love. And he said, "You funny lady." And I think that because he's such a ham, I said to him recently, you say certain phrases the same way, and it's like in a funny, entertaining, uniquely yours kind of ways. What's that all about? And he's like, I'm a big ham. He thinks he's a trans five in Enneagram typology terms. That boy's a seven with a six wing. Unfortunately, it's a counterphobic six wing, which can be really toxic. But my baby's a seven. Ever since I figured out he's a seven, at first I was kind of like, oh shit, I don't want to be in a relationship with a seven. Then I was like, a seven with a big four fix and a huge five subwing? Maybe I kind of do want to be in a relationship. I mean, obviously, I'm madly in love with him. A guy I went out to dinner with last night, my stepson's friend, said, "Oh, so you're inviting your boyfriend?" No, no, don't do that because he'll be threatened. And I was like, "No, he won't. He's cool." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's meet Mr. Wonderful." Well, I kind of tend to 60% praise, 40%. Uh, he's too busy and lazy to come. No, he's too lazy tonight to come join us. Would put me in an awkward situation, but that's okay. Anyway, oh yes, ever since I realized that the BF, my boyfriend, BF Heart or BF Vermilion Rose, yes, baby, I do love you with a vermilion rose, as you asked me today. It's exactly how I love you. How did you know? Coral roses are my favorite flower. Yep, I think that's true. Anyway, oh yeah, ever since I realized that he's a seven, I've been calling him Scrumptious, my Scrumptious seven, or Silly seven. One morning, I still thought he was a five, but I thought maybe he had some seven in his tri-type until I realized that's impossible. And I didn't yet realize that I had seven in my tri-type. But I was like, well, we're really being like sevens together. And I was like, this is weird. We're really like being sevens together. You really bring out the seven in me. We're totally being sevens together. And he didn't know what that was, but he just said, ain't no sevens up in this motherfucker. I tried to put that on Facebook, but it didn't. I tried to do it like in this interesting visual way. It didn't really work out. I think the kind of things I like to say are more suitable for YouTube, because Facebook people just come in and go, oh, your kids are adorable. You're talented and smart. Bye. And just stay in touch. And I really want a deeper engagement with that. So a lot of my stuff is really TLDR for Facebook. And I've been thinking, the stuff people like on YouTube, I do on Facebook, and it doesn't work. It only works with a few people. With the majority of people, they're like, what is this? I work really hard on some of my Facebook posts. They're like magazine level quality with visuals, because my Enneagram friends who are into marketing said, if you want people to pay as much attention to your poems as they pay to your selfies of when you cut your hair yourself, and then you post that again the next day and they're still fascinated, here's what you do. It's because it's visual. It's a visual medium. And then I got the feeling that people resented me having such perfect visuals, but once you start doing it, it's kind of addictive. You just a post without visuals starts to look naked. Anyway, what I was doing on Facebook wasn't really working, although on my art share group, I love you guys, but speak a little more. You don't have to speak art-ese, just talk. Just say, great. If you just, if it wasn't just me saying, wow, John Smith artist or Jane Doe artist, this is amazing and I love the color and it's so sincere and I can really see the work you put into it, and it's got sound and it's got image and it's got color, and this is just because I'm mixing together what I would say to a poem or a song or a painting or a drawing. And then 8 likes and 2 of them are hearts and 1 of them is a wow, but nobody else says anything, or maybe one person says cool. I need people to chime in and say, great work. Love this. Really enjoy it. If you put a heart on it, that means you kind of love it. So why don't you just say, love this, really enjoyed this, great work, something like that. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to sound like a museum curator. Okay. Yeah, so my mom totally bleeping gaslit me. Totally. She arrived 20 hours early. I'm going to text her friend and say, please don't participate in this. She can't come over without my permission. Damien, hi. Thank you for the good advice. It's very wise advice. It took a one to say it to me in a way that would make sense. Ones have, in a way, a deeply practical intelligence. That's why rhetoric, which reflects the legal tradition, is probably more of a one thing than a five thing, which is probably why, as a four with a five wing, I kind of rebelled against it and wanted to be more like Plato and Socrates and Aristotle, Aristotle's probably really a five. Very imperialism. No, excuse me, empiricism. In a way, Aristotle, one of my five TAs who I really admired, I almost kind of liked him, said the great thing about Aristotle is he was just right about so much or something. 10 minutes, I could monetize this baby. It's like a long way off, and it would be, reluctant. My favorite YouTubers are always like Mikey Newman is like, smash that subscribe button. I hate saying this. He gave up a really lucrative career when he had a stroke. My boyfriend thinks it's a little suspicious for a guy in his 20s to have a stroke, but if you have a hole in your heart, who knows what could bring that on? Stress or indulgences, or which are normal for a guy in his 20s to indulge a little bit, including just in having a stressful, ambitious career. Being ambitious is hard, and being married to somebody or in a relationship with somebody who's ambitious is really hard, but I don't know if I could be any other way. Once when I was in my 20s, a much older friend, grad student at philosophy, but older for a grad student, he'd gone and taught school in LA and then changed his mind and wanted to get a PhD in philosophy. He said to me one evening at Okokole in the back where we're having dinner, he said, "Are you ambitious?" And nobody had ever asked me that before because he was more mature than anyone I'd ever hung out with. And I said, "I think I'm spiritually ambitious." And he laughed and went, ha, 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 in a kind of deep voice. He was a little neurotic, Leo. Scion of the Van Munching and Co. Empire. And he said something like, "You just can't wait to get to Nirvana, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, something like that." Anyway, I love these Opal Ghosts. I'm going to say your name on camera because you rock, girl. You're wonderful. And every time I interact with you, I love you. And I know you've got a lot on your plate. And every single interaction is just lovely. It's a gift. And you're going by the name of Opal Ghosts, which was super cool. I met you around Halloween. And this thing has got opalescent sequins all over it. And my favorite poem that I wrote in the last several years about falling in love with my sweetheart, my favorite line from that poem, I think, is, when we're together, the air turns golden, opalescent with words, our words, and kisses, explodes with kisses, your kiss like never. But the word never has a line between the N and the E, which means you should read it like never and your kiss like ever, as in, when you kiss me, it is forever. And that's an echo of Jean Rhys's first novel. He closes the drapes and then it is like 1,000 years, but over too quickly. But that is a story of sexual pleasure in a context of alienation. And your kiss like never, your kiss like never before, your kiss like ever. When you kiss me, each time it is forever. Bye, baby love. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. I'm going to go cuddle. I'm going to go give Snort the Red Bull a kiss on the forehead because he did a good job. He's got his own opinions. Yes, he does. Don't look at mommy's mouth. Don't do it. Bye.